I got a feeling that you got me covered too. I got you covered. I got you covered.
Hi, everybody. How is everybody doing tonight? Hopefully, everybody is doing well, and we can look at doing this topic. Hi, Jeffrey. Hi, Sandy, Wendy. I don't want to get into any kind of political debate or anything, hi, echo, or anything like that, but I do want to extend, um, whether you liked him or not, he was a father and a husband and a son and so forth. So our heart goes out to Charlie Kirk's family, uh, and may God be with him during this time. So we're not taking sides. We're not getting any political debates on anything, or whether you liked him or not. I won, but certainly our hearts just go out to his family, and I thought that that was important to say before we go forward. Another thing too is that tomorrow will be September the 11th. It is my mother-in-law's birthday, but it is also the day that people lost their lives. So we are wanting to, of course, you know, just take our time for a moment. The families that lost their families in 9/11, our prayers certainly go out to them as well. So I just thought we could not start this live stream without acknowledging the fact that, a life has been lost tonight. And we hope that, of course, you know, that God will just be with his family during this difficult time. So let's move forward and go from there. I want to gift memberships. We have our normal memberships that we do for the month of the second and fourth week of every month. And so this is the second and fourth week, so we certainly want to acknowledge that and do that. So let me do that before we go any further. And then when we get done, we will be redirecting over to Blessings Through Connections. And you all have to give me a minute because I'll have to get the background set up. So I'm going to send 5 memberships out tonight. And then, of course, we do the 4 on the other. So Blessings Through Connection got 1. Rebel at Heart, Lori's Block Ministry, Lady Light, Vim's Crochet also got 1. So congratulations to those that got memberships. And so congratulations on that. So this was a live that I did because if you all paid attention to the quote that came out on Monday, or Monday quotes, it was just so uplifting, and I just thought it just inspired me. It really did. It just took me and go, wait a minute, I can definitely use this. So it got my little engines going, and I just thought, I really need to take this and take it and just run with it. And I thought of something for a minute. Now, if you haven't ridden a horse before, and I have not, I did a video, I did a short with the song, and of course it was a AI generated horse, horse thing. But the first thing you have to do is get on the mounting block. The quote actually says there's 2 steps to riding a horse. You have to you have to mount up, and you have to stay mounted on the horse. Those are the 2 steps. There's not step 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. There are not any of those steps. There is just the steps of absolutely, that's the step, right? Just the step. And so sometimes we don't want to get on that horse. We're going, wait a minute. I got to get on that horse? I don't want to get on that horse. It looks awful scary to get on that horse. And so we don't want to hop on the horse. We're not too eager to get on top of the horse. And I can tell you from when I was probably in my not my teen years, I was probably, I was in my teen years. I wanted to go ride horses. And I actually asked my grandparents, I wanted to go ride a horse. I was looking forward to riding a horse. And we went to the local area, and there was the stables there. And there was this huge horse. I think his name was Mr. Ed. He was huge. He was tall. Probably as tall as Champ that I saw today that tried to give me kisses at the Clydesdales thing where we took pictures. We got some great pictures. Josh got a beautiful picture of Champ, and I put that on the thumbnail. And it was a huge horse. And I got on that horse, and I was afraid of falling off the horse. So I didn't stay on those lessons for very long. I actually said to the instructor, I said, do you have a gentler, a shorter horse? And they said the taller they are, the gentler they are. And I thought, this horse just seems so tall, and I seem like I don't know, I'm going to fall off the horse, right? So I didn't last very long because I allowed fear to get me, to get me from staying on the horse. And so the first part of going after your dreams or chasing them or overcoming something is deciding I have to get mounted up. I have to stand on the mounting block. There's a lady at Christina's place. She works with the horses. There's the mounting block, right? And I have been there a couple times when Christina has worked with Cash, who is one of the horses in the barn there. And this lady will come around. She will literally come over to the mounting block, go right on the mounting block, get on this horse, and it's a tall horse. And guess what? She goes on like a champ. There's nothing to it. She just goes right on. And so we have to think of the fact that sometimes in this life, we have to get on that horse. We have to stay on the horse. And we better have people surrounding us that's going to help us stay on that horse. And I created a song from the quote, which I think that I'm going to start doing that. I'm actually going to start making songs from the quotes and putting them with the quotes. And when I made this song, I fell in love with it. And I used AI version of course, me riding a horse. But then I used throughout the thing, Christina really riding horses. Now, there was one time, and most of the time, she's riding Fred. Now, I want you to understand, you've got to understand the timeline a little bit, okay? You have to understand that the timeline is this. Okay? She started when she was 5 or 6 riding for horses for the handicap, okay? And that horse, that was Fred, and she started with that horse. Now, when they ride, a lot of times they will start them, her feet barely got in the stirrups. They will put 2 people on either side holding their legs, okay? And they will literally walk with holding their legs, and they call them the sidewalkers. And then eventually, as Christina's legs grew, the sidewalkers came off. They just walked beside her. Then she didn't need sidewalkers. So she just had a lead in front. They always had a lead in front, but they didn't need the sidewalkers anymore. Then there was a time where her instructor said she could ride independently. Fred believed it. The instructor believed it. But Christina wasn't too sure. So when you see her riding independently, understand that that's about 6 years to 7 years of her riding before she felt somewhat confident to ride by herself and given the confidence to ride by herself and ride independently. When she got diabetes, unfortunately, there was a weight gain. And she could no longer ride Fred, and she went on to a different horse. They did not have that bond, and also the instructor changed. So if you're dealing with a child with autism, you're going to not like the change, right? It's going to be a difficult change. They don't like change. And they just don't like it. And so she did something with that Pacific horse. And I think she squeezed her legs too hard, and the horse started running. Now, prior to this, we had Jordan, of course. And Jordan was, her autism service dog. I had not had him long enough to understand what was happening, but he was given a sign. Something's off. I'm sensing something. Something's going to happen. Something's going to be off. And I should have paid attention to it. And so I took him off to go walking a little bit, and we came back, and sure enough, right? We came back, and sure enough, I saw her from a distance fall off this horse. And I cannot remember the horse's name. Thankfully, nothing happened. Thankfully, there was not anything. She survived, and no breaks, no bruises, no anything. Thankfully, she just was very sore. And the instructor was kind of changing hands. Her instructor that she was so comfortable with changed hands, and it was a difficult thing. And so when she did that, she ended up, her instructor that she was very used to having was there and really encouraged her, as well as I did, to get back on the horse. Now, I was, as a mother, just scared to death. But I was sitting there going, oh my goodness, she's got to get back on that horse. She'll never get back on that horse if she doesn't get back on now. And she did. Then they put her on, and I can't remember, it was a Belgian draft, but I can't remember the name. It was a huge horse. And oftentimes, those with autism or special needs, their muscles do not develop very well. This horse was strong. It was calm and it was peaceful, but she just did not have the muscle strength to control this horse. And so from the lessons from that point forward, they tried to do her independently. And I went over to the instructor and I said, I could tell my daughter was just not confident. She wasn't comfortable. She didn't like it. And so I said no, it was a Belgian draft. And so I could tell she didn't like it, and I could see her face. And I went over to that instructor and I said, listen, you either put her with a lead in front or you get her off that horse right now. And they did finally put a lead in front, but and you could see the minute she did, she just relaxed. It was like, okay, I'm going to be okay. She wasn't ready for that. Now, if it had been Fred, you'll see it in the video. She was fine. She'd have been fine with that. But how often do we look, and I can tell you right now, the instinct in me says there's 5 people here, and I thank you very much for being here. There's a part of me that says I'm on the horse right now. There's 5 people. There's 6 people coming in. Thank you very much. I've sent out notifications. I've sent out my own notifications because I'm not trusting YouTube, right, to send those notifications out. And there's not much chat happening in the chat. And that's okay, right? And I'm sitting there thinking to myself, I just want to get down off the horse and just walk away. Why bother? And the image that has come in my head is saying, you have to stay on that horse. When I go on to the YouTube studio on my phone and I'm sitting there thinking to myself, we just started, we were at 916. I know numbers don't matter, but we're trying to get to the 2K, right? 916. And we go down to 1910. And you just sitting there going, I just want to get off the horse, right? I don't want to stay on this horse. Having you have this mental image of saying, I'm staying on this horse. Nothing's going to get me off this horse. Now, it does not mean, hi, Pure Alaska. Oh, well, it's fine. I'm glad you just peeked up in the chat. Thank you so much. I'm glad I have one of those voices, right? I love it. And that's fine. I'm just making a point because I know that there's people that are on this side of the camera and they see the chat and they think it's just not moving, nobody's paying attention, but people are listening. That just proves it. Don't allow your space in your head to sit there talking, because if it's going to talk to you, it's going to say, get off. And I'm like, I ain't getting off the horse. Now, it doesn't mean that we don't need to be taking times we get off the horse and we give the horse a break and we rest. But I can tell you, this song is my fight song. This song has become something for me, as well as saying, okay, I'm going to get on that mounting block and I'm going to get on the horse and I'm going to stay mounted. Now, in the front of the short for the quote Monday, I did change it from staying mounted, which is what the quote says, because outside of the context of the quote, that can be a little bit, if you're not understanding the quote, you're not going to understand what we're talking about. And so I decided to change it to back in the saddle. But you have to look at the quote. There's techniques to riding a horse. There's 2 steps. You got to get on the mounting block, and then you have to stay mounted on that horse. And the problem is, right now, I feel as if the 2K is there in our vision for my mom and I. The 2K is there. But I feel like I'm walking through mud, and then the horse is going back. And then you're walking through rocky pass, and you still have to stay on. It doesn't have to be YouTube related. But how often in our lives have we sat there going for, hi Jeanette, going for a dream or something like that, right? It could be a change of venue. It could be a job change. It could be a location change, a relationship change, right? You want to start your own business. You have a goal for this, whatever it may be. Maybe it is hitting the big red button for YouTube. And if anybody thinks, guess what? They're going to hit the big red button. It's going to be very easy. It's not. It's a wonderful road to be on. Great community and great friends that can pop on in. But it's a lot of work that people don't see in the back scenes. A lot of work. Is it worth it? 100%. And me dealing with chronic pain on a daily basis, you guys make more difference than I think you will ever realize. Because I don't have a lot of time to sit there and think, I'm hurting. I hurt every day of my life. I stayed at 2 or 3 most days. This past 6 weeks, I've been probably about a 6. And it hasn't gone down much. But I just keep pressing forward as much as I can. So I want to take a moment for those that have not seen this, for them to see this. And why I had to explain before we played the song is because you have to understand, and I put a picture of Christina at the age of 6 years old on top of Fred. And understand that when you see her riding independently, it took her 6 to 7 years to get to that point. And there's one point where she's actually riding the horse, and you can see her speeding up because they were trying to teach her how to do something, and it's from a distance, but she's riding Fred. She's holding on tight. She made it to the Equestrian Special Olympics twice in the month twice in Tampa, Florida. There was one time that they actually took them to get spots for the Special Olympics, and there was this horse, and I forgot his name, and I forgot to get a picture of him. Beautiful horse. But he was not like Champ today. I mean, Champ was a champ when we went to the Clydesdales. I sat there and go, he is the most patient, gentle horse you could imagine. He stood there just so patiently, even though he wanted to give me kisses and eat my phone, I think. He was the most patient horse. But this horse did not like being away from his home. He wanted to be back in the familiar stables, where he was used to with his friends. He didn't want to be there. He made an absolute ruckus. She was actually supposed to ride independently, and they could not take that chance because he was so out of control. And the lady had to be on a lead and really hold him firm because he was neighing, and he was not a happy horse. And they could never take him to a competition again because he was not willing. He could not handle that environment. He wanted to be back in his own familiar thing. Here's the problem. If we don't step outside of our comfort zone, guess what, guys? We're going to stay right in that circle. We're never going to get back out of it again. That horse, no matter what they did, he didn't handle that environment well. And whatever he came from, they did not socialize him correctly. He was great for the riders there as long as he was on his own home turf. And Mocha's great, but she wasn't socialized properly. You've got to take a long time to build trust to get into her little circle. But this horse was fine when he was on his own home turf. But when you took him outside of his home turf, he had a fit. And the instructor had to go around apologizing to all the other people for him. I mean, you could just hear him making a heck of a fix. He did not like it at all. So we got to get out of our comfort zone, guys. We got to stay on the horse. And here's another really important thing. If we don't have help, we're not going to stay on that horse. There are several people here in the chat that if I said to you, guess what? I'm done, guys. You're not going to see me again. I'm just, it's not worth it. I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to go forward, right? Probably all of you would sit there and I'd be getting messages. My phone would be going nuts. Get back on that horse. I'm not going to let you quit. You're not going to let me quit. We're going forward. And you've got to have that. I don't care whether it's YouTube or whatever dream you're chasing or going after. You have to have people that are going to come beside, like Christina when she first started, sidewalkers, and say, guess what? We're going to come on your side, and we got you. And then you go on their side and say, I got you. I'm not going to allow you to stop. So let's play the song so you guys can hear it. And I'm going to ask you all to do me a favor. I want this song to go viral. And it was funny. It wasn't funny, but I forgot to send out shout outs. I had them ready, but I didn't get them scheduled last week. So I went ahead and did a thank you video just for you guys, thanking you so much for all your support. That got 1.4K views. We lost several subscribers through it, which I just don't understand. YouTube was doing YouTube. This one has gotten less than 100. So if you have a channel, I'm going to ask you to share this because I want this to go viral. I want people to realize the importance of holding on, chasing your dreams, but doing it is in a community. and realizing you can do more than what you think you can do. So let's take a moment and we're going to watch this video. And I'm going to put it on mute so I can hear it too.
Step one, they say, just climb on high. Feel the saddle grip and touch the sky. Step two, my friend, is stay right there. Hold the reins tight if you dare. Hold on tight, don't let it throw. Ride the rhythm, feel the flow. Up and down, to and fro. Hold on tight, don't let it go. The horse might snort and might just sigh. A beast of power under the sky. Your heart might race, your hat might fly, but keep that twinkle in your eye. Hold on tight, don't let it throw. Ride the rhythm, feel the flow. Up and down, to and fro. Hold on tight, don't let it go. So if it bucks, if it bends, call it dance, not the end. Ride with courage, ride with strength. Let the dream guide you where you belong. Hold on tight, don't let it throw. Ride the rhythm, feel the flow. Up and down, to and fro. Hold on tight, don't let it go.
Guys, sometimes you need a fight song. Sometimes you need people that are going to sit there and say, I'm not going to let you get down off that horse. Right? Now, I rode a horse when I was 14. That's an AI image of me riding a horse. So that's not it, but I had to put me in riding a horse, right? The point of it is, when Christina was doubting whether she could do and work with horses, who did I call? I called the trainer that you saw when she was in the one part of that video where she was literally going forward and they were having her circle. There was a trainer in the back, Allison. And I had Allison call her up and give her the pep talk that she needed to do. Christina, you're one of the kids that... My camera got moved and I'm realizing that I'm really high up there. There, that's better. That, she said, you were one of the kids that she said, I saw something in you that was different than any other. There was just a few of you that wanted to muck the stalls and, take the horses in and bathe them and do all of the kind of things that they want to do. She said, I saw a promise in you in a way I didn't see it in anybody else. So what did I do? I called in a cheerleader for her and said, guess what? She needs a pep talk. Guys, this is not easy. I don't care what you are doing. It is not easy. And I guess I shouldn't feel bad, but I do when the chat is not moving. And if anybody wants to put in #blessed in the chat, that will drop your link so people can connect with you. My mods know what codes they can use to get people to connect. But if anybody wants to do that, it's #blessed. You guys can do that. Use your crochet hook. I feel bad when the chat's not going and you guys don't have people coming in where you guys to connect. That's what the purpose of this channel is all about. I want to see it grow. I said we have lots of content on the channel. And I can tell you on Monday, and I don't know quite what happened with that other than it was a fluke, because I literally went into what I thought was the live that I had scheduled and something happened. And then I exited out of that, went back in and thought I hit the right live, and I still didn't hit the right one, even though I pressed the button that said this one you're scheduled to do. Don't have any idea what I did. But I've rescheduled that one for Saturday. But the point of it is that I was sitting outside on Monday thinking there's not very many people in the chat. I'm just going to get off. I'm not going to continue. I'll just say my normal stuff. I'll get off. Guess what? About 20 minutes later, 10 people popped in the chat. And I sat there saying, I'm real glad I didn't get off that horse. But I had that horse in my head. And that image of me on that horse. You got to stay on. You got to stay on. And I can tell you, I have no problem with any one of you saying to me, and my mod saying to me, horse. And I'll go, yeah, stay on that horse. Because we all need that encouragement. I don't care what you are chasing. You're not going to get there if you get down off the horse. There's a difference with coming down and allowing yourself to rest and allow the horse to rest. That's different than getting off. Now, there's sometimes we have dreams and so forth that change. You know, I wanted to, and of course, Premier Design Jewelry isn't in a thing anymore, but the time I wanted to be at a certain level with Premier Design Jewelry, that didn't work. There's been different dreams. I wanted to be a teacher when I was growing up. I didn't become a teacher. I wanted to get my hospitality management degree. That didn't work. I got off that horse. But this horse, this girl ain't getting off. I see the potential. You know what Sandy Wendy told me today when we were out there with Champ? She said, I want to see, you guys start putting what dreams you have in the chat. I want to see your channel get to 20K. And I'm sitting there going, she believes in me a lot more than I think I believe in myself sometimes. Just like Christina, we had to really talk with her about the fact that the instructor and so forth believed that she could ride independently. She didn't believe in herself that she could do it. She could do it. You saw it in that video. She was as nervous as could be. And her dream job would be going into a stable and actually cleaning out stalls 5 days a week. And I'm telling you, those horses, when we go to the stables where she works at, they literally hear her voice and they all come out looking for her. They know Christina is coming to give them kisses and love, and she's coming. She's coming. And they're waiting for her. You know, I thought to myself as we were standing by that huge horse, I don't know if y'all came and saw the live today, Champ was pretty big. And I'm sitting there going, I don't know if I could get on him and ride. Even though I've been told that on a Clydesdale is probably the most, it's like riding a Cadillac. It is that awesome of a horse. It's just that wonderful to see. But I'm thinking he was so gentle and he was so kind. And the lady said, he's a really good boy. I'm really fortunate that I have a lot of wonderful horses to work with. See, guys, when you are 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 talking in the chat, you are helping us. Because the more you guys interact in the chat, the more YouTube says this is a channel that we're going to send more people to. They're going to push us out further. You guys have a lot of power to do it. Just think of Champ today. Just think of Champ, right? If Champ tried to pull the Budweiser wagon that we're going to see tomorrow by himself, I don't think he's going to get very far. He has a team of horses that are going to pull that thing with him. There's probably about 8 horses that are going to pull the wagon, right? He's not going to do them by himself. None of us need to do this life by ourselves. I was talking to a friend recently, and I said, you don't need to do this life by yourself. I know that's your tape that goes in your head. My tape is nobody wants to be my friend, which doesn't very happen, tape running in my head very often. But I sit there and think to myself, nah, that tape's done and gone. I have to remind this other friend of mine, you don't have to do this life by yourself. And the person said to me, but all I would have done was gotten on the phone and cried. And I said, I don't care. That's what I'm here for. I'm your friend. You've been there for me when I've cried. This journey of life is not easy by any stretch of the means. But the first thing you have to decide if you're going to be chasing something, and it could be the littlest of something, you have to decide, am I going to step on the mounting block? And then the next choice you have to make is, am I going to step on that horse? And now I got to stay on the horse. Through all the rocks and all the rocky paths and all the ups and downs and all the mud and everything. If you want to go alone, go slow. If you want to go far, go together. I love that quote. I absolutely love that quote. I am taking, let's get up a little bit. I'm going to take a snapshot of that one because I'm going to use that in one of our quote Mondays. So I just thought to myself, I don't care what you decide you need to do in life. But if it helps to have a picture in your head, use it. If you need to play the fight song and you want to use the song I did as a fight song, hold on tight, chase your dreams, I don't care. I'm trying to figure out how to because Poetic Tears was talking about actually taking the music and being able to put it on like Spotify or what have you. And I'm thinking that's probably Spotify worthy. It's that good. And if you all haven't listened to the one I did about the thank you song, oh, that came out so good too as well for both channels. Because I thought I wanted to thank you all for your support, for just being there, for being part of our community. You guys don't know the difference you've made in my life. You've made a huge difference. And I am so beyond grateful to each and every one of you. And I'm so grateful now that I have people that literally are going to say, guess what? I'm not going to let you down off that horse. I'm going to make you continue to go forward, but we're going to do it together. I have several people who said, okay, you won't let me get off. I won't let you get off. We're going to be there. And if you're going to chase a dream, don't try to do it by yourself. Tell people about it. Let people know, hey, I may need a little bit of push to get through the tough times when the horse gets stuck in the mud, when the horse is going backwards, when the horse doesn't want to jump, when the horse doesn't want to go through the water. It can be a lot of things that we're chasing. Christina would love to work with horses full time. Maybe down the road she can. She's amazing working with dogs and horses. She does an amazing job. But here's another little thing. I started her with horses in the handicap when she was about 5-6 years old. Tiny little thing on these huge horses. Because I was using it for her occupational therapy. She loved going. She went throughout the school year. She went to summer camp one time a week during the summer. She loved it. She got scholarships every time. When I was a young boy, I had a massive learning disability. It was horrible in school. So bad my teachers told me that I'd be nothing when I grew up. Well, that's terrible. That's awful. And I've decided after looking at several different things that I have most likely have, what is it? Can't think what it is now. I probably have dyslexia, and that's why when I try to read names, sometimes they come out great, sometimes they don't. And I'm grateful you all are absolutely patient with me, because sometimes it's just because when I read it, it gets all mixed up in my head. And I don't know if I did that word right. Oh, I did do it right. Because I was thinking here, wait a minute, what did I do? So, we have the ability to do a lot more than I think. And we have the ability to do it with a community of people. I loved what that said. There's 2 rules. Are you going to get on the mounting block? What about when you get on the mounting block and you have people behind you saying you can't do this? When I was going to raise, and for those that are not sitting down, you may want to sit down. When we got Christina her first service dog, it was Jordan. $15,000. And I'm not messing words. Josh's service dog is $25,000 for his diabetic service dog. And I got on that mounting block, and I had people in the background saying, you can't do this. There's no way you can raise $15,000. And I chose to get on top of that horse, and I stayed mounted on top of that horse until we raised the $15,000 needed for her dog. There was nothing going to deter me from getting off that horse. Nothing. It didn't mean that I didn't need rest or I didn't need a break or what have you, but it's a difference of getting off the horse, giving it a rest, and then choosing to get back on. I do that every time I go live. I'm going to get off the horse. I go get back on the horse, right? I got to keep doing it. I got to keep spreading my wings. And I'm going to have a community of people, or I'm going to be here for the people that are in the chat, and I appreciate every solitary one of you. I just don't want your dreams, how small or big that they are, to literally get lost because you're afraid to get on the mounting block. You're staring at that horse. It's too big. It's too powerful. I'm going to fall off. All the doubts that come before you get on that horse. I had a lot of doubts the first time I went live. And I'm telling you, I've had doubts over the past little bit. Or when you get on and 6 people go poof, and you're trying so hard to get to that 2K. And you're sitting there allowing the doubts to run through your mind. I mean, I've had those little voices in my head saying, well, what's wrong with me? Is there something wrong with me? Do people not like me? What's wrong with me? You know, have I done something wrong? I mean, all those things come through your head. You're staring at that horse. All those doubts come through your mind. And you have to push those aside and decide you're going to get on top of that horse. And you're going to stay on it. And you're going to go on the path. And it may be bumpy, it may be muddy, it may be wet, it may be rocky, whatever it is. And whatever you put your trust in, go ahead and do that. I know where my trust is. And I don't bring God very often into my lives when I do things like that, but that's where my trust is. I'm going to put my trust in Him, and He's going to guide me. No matter what. And, you know, sometimes we're afraid to put ourselves out there. We're afraid to, face the things that we have to face. But you guys don't have to do it by yourself. Nothing is wrong with you. You are a beautiful and amazing, kind woman. I appreciate that. But it's what happens in your head. See, your head plays wonderful games with you, doesn't it? Because you can see, well, guess the chat's not moving very much, right? I sent all the notifications out that I did. I can tell you that I would have sent them out probably a little bit sooner than I did. But with what happened tonight, and I'm sure a lot of people are focused on that, that's probably why there may not be a lot of people in here. I was a little discombobulated with the news. And so I would have sent them out a little sooner, and I didn't. But still, they play that in your head. Well, if there's only 5 or 6 people views, and then you go into channels our size and you see the chat rolling and you're sitting there going, well, it's got to be me. It's got to be me. There's something wrong with me. Look at this other channel. Hey, LGG, look at this other channel. The chat's rolling and I'm not moving. That's when you have people like Sandy Wandy and Real Outdoor Living and Juan and all these people that are in this chat right now to say, no, we're not going to let you give up. Because it's easy to give up. And guess what? YouTube does not make this easy. They want you to succeed in one way, but they don't want you to succeed. Right? They don't want you to succeed. You've got your people around you when you're trying to chase something or do something or have a goal that you're trying to meet. There's people within your life that are negative Nancy's. And they're going to, boy, are they going to get you. Right? They're going to come after and say, you can't do this. I had a lot of them when I was trying to raise money for Christina's dog. I look at that video I did, that short, and a lot of people told me what a great job I did. It's not at all professional. And to some degree, I was sitting there thinking to myself, and if anybody wants to put in #blessed, that will share your channel so other people can use their crochet hook and connect with you. I'm thinking that thank you video that we did got 1.4. And I didn't take a lot of time to spend on that. But I can tell you something about the short I did, and I'll play it one more time for y'all. The short I did, that came from a mother's heart. Hi, Joe Joseph. That came from a mother's heart. That came from a place of saying, I am not going to get off the horse. I'm going to chase this dream. I'm going to do this no matter what. See, that short came from a place of a mother's heart. Absolutely 100%. When I look at that video, I'm a proud mama. Because I may not have done a lot of wonderful things in this world, but that girl on that horse, that's my pride and joy. Even though at times she can drive me nuts as a mom, still as an adult. My gray hair certainly come from her. But there is nothing in this life that I've done better, or that I'm more proud or blessed or honored that God gave me the ability to be her mama. So there's a lot of that may not be the most professional. I think I did a pretty good job on that short, but there was a lot of love put in that short. 100%. That's my girl. See, when nobody believed in her, I believed in her. Allison believed in her. There were several trainers that believed in her. And guess what? Fred believed in her. Fred was the sweetest, kindest. He was a paint horse. He was absolutely beautiful. He was so sweet. He believed in her. See, when she rode those horses, she would come off the horses with it would calm her. It calmed her soul when she ride the horses. Right? It was a calming effect that happened when she rode the horses. And I'm so grateful that I pushed her to continue doing it, even when she fell off that horse. Many years later, when she was probably 12, 13 years old, she fell off that horse. She had to be 13, somewhere 13. She was just recently diagnosed as a diabetic. We made her get back on the horse because we knew she wasn't going to get off again. See, you all are not going to allow me to get off this horse. And after Monday, and I saw that quote, I thought, guess what? Hi, Vicki. I'm not getting off this horse. I have a dream for this channel to grow and for you guys to connect with each other in a very, very powerful way. And I'm going to continue doing it. I'm going to continue fighting for it. And again, you guys can put in #blessed for people to connect with your channel. My mods have their own ones for it to do. I'm hoping that when Poetic Tears finds out more, if we can put our songs on Spotify or Apple stuff, that's one of the songs that's going on for sure on somehow for you guys to download if you wish. Because I'm telling you that song and Vicky's, which is Foodie's Vacations, she's had several songs that have stuck in her head. That one has stuck in my head. And I originally wanted to title this live Stay Mounted, but I thought out of the context of what we're talking about, it may be looked at it can be looked in many different ways, and one of them is not the way I wanted it to be looked at. So I said, we're just going to call it Back in the Saddle. So, but let's go ahead and take a moment. Let's look at that short one more time as people have come in. And I really want you guys to take this and run with it. It's just really fired me up this week tremendously. And we're going to be doing a lot of the lives over at Blessings Through Connections are all going to have horse themes. Tomorrow we're going to see the Clydesdales, the whole Clydesdales, not just Champ, all of the Clydesdales, and they're going to be putting them on the wagon. So we're going to get to see all that. And then we may go to the one also in Bellevue. We'll have to see on Friday. But we're going to kind of have a theme of horses. And here's another thing too. I'm really going to focus on a lot of rocking, crocheting, and connecting over in the spot that we've been doing lately, because the leaves are starting to change. But I want you guys to realize that just like when we're going to have another live about this, just like when we're preparing for hurricanes or storms, right? We get stocked up with food. Well, we're going to be going into the colder seasons, okay? And winter and all that kind of stuff. And holidays, which can be difficult for some people. When in the month of December, we go live every solitary day, no matter what, okay? And I really want you guys coming into the chats and putting your link in, which is #blessed, and really connecting with, okay, with each other, so that when the seasons start, right? When the seasons start, and we've got the winter coming, and things may get a little bit down in the dumps a little bit, you've got a strong community of people that you've started connecting with. So we're going to really focus on stocking up on those connections, making those connections, really building our community strong as we're going into the holiday season. So let's take a moment and play that short just one more time to really look at those words and that fight song. I hope you all will take and just take it and literally
Step one, they say, just climb on high. Feel the saddle grip and touch the sky. Step two, my friend, is stay right there. Hold the reins tight if you dare. Hold on tight, don't let it throw. Ride the rhythm, feel the flow. Up and down, to and fro. Hold on tight, don't let it go. The horse might snort and might just sigh. A beast of power under the sky. Your heart might race, your hat might fly, but keep that twinkle in your eye. Hold on tight, don't let it throw. Ride the rhythm, feel the flow. Up and down, to and fro. Hold on tight, don't let it go. So if it bucks, if it bends, call it dance, not the end. Ride with courage, ride with strength. Let the dream guide you where you belong. Hold on tight, don't let it throw. Ride the rhythm, feel the flow. Up and down, to and fro. Hold on tight, don't let it go.
I'm telling you, that song, I just, before I came live, I played it. And I thought, that's my fight song. Get a fight song for yourself. And if that needs to be it, go ahead and play it. Right? That's a short now on our channel. Christina didn't start doing independently. That little girl that I made sure I put a note that she was 6 years old. She started with 2 sidewalkers on either side of her. holding her legs until those needed to just walk beside her. And then she just needed the lead out in front. And then she could go independently. That took 7 years to get there. We often, as people, don't continue our dreams. We stop when the tough gets cooking. We stop. And that's when we should be asking for sidewalkers. When we're tired, we may ask for a lead. When we don't know what we're doing or we need help with something, I need a lead right now. Guys, I'm tired. I need sidewalkers. And if they got to hold your leg so you don't get off the horse, let them do it. Let people know, hey, I'm struggling. I need a sidewalker. And then when the horse is getting a little bit, out of bounds, you may need a lead to control it. We don't need to do this by ourselves. It took her many years to get to the point where she was riding independently. 7 years. And I'm telling you, she was nervous. And what happened when she was in her 20s, you saw her with Cash. That video when she was in there and the horse is going around like this. I called her former instructor and I said, she needs a pep talk. She needs a cheerleader. And she said, you can call me anytime and I'll lift you right up. Guys, that's what we're here to do. We're here to lift each other up in the most difficult times. I'm not going to bring political stuff into this, but I'm going to tell you that today was a sad day because evil showed its ugly head. No matter what side of the aisle you're sitting on, it showed its evil head. And it's hard to see where there's good in the mix of evil. But there's good out there. There's a lot of good people. There's a lot of good people. And there's a lot of fighters and there's a lot of heroes. And when life gets hard, when life gets difficult, guys, we got to have people beside us that are not going to allow us to give up. They're not going to allow us to get off the horse. They're going to say, we got you. We have your back. No matter what we're going through. And I hope that this encouraged you all today. The quote that actually was done for Quote Monday, which I did not pull down. I forgot to do that. Give me a minute, guys. The quote that actually was for Monday was this. When I get to it, when it goes through, because I forgot to get it down. How to ride a horse. Step 1, mount the horse. First challenge. Step 2, stay mounted. They don't know who said it. 2 steps. There's a lot of techniques in riding a horse. But there's 2 actual physical steps you need to do in order to ride a horse. The first one is you got to get on that mounting block. Have you decided to get on the mounting block? Are you still standing looking at that horse, afraid to get on the mounting block? And are you on that horse going to say, I'm staying on this horse no matter what. No matter what anybody says, no matter how many people, see my stuff or whatever dream I'm trying to chase, it doesn't have to be YouTube related. I'm going to stay on that horse. Do you need people to say to you, you're not getting off? Do you need the encouragement to say, you're not going to quit, you're not going to give up, we're not going to let you? See, that's what a community does. That's what a community does. We are a community here. And I'm telling each and every one of you that are listening in the chat and in our replay crew, if you can spread us out, I'd really appreciate it. Because we can do what we can. We can hope that YouTube will send out their wonderful notifications, but we need your help to get to that 2K. Champ may have been a big Clydesdale today, but if you put him on that big, wagon, the Budweiser wagon, I can guarantee you he's not going to be able to pull it by himself. So we're in the home stretch of getting to 2K and beyond, and I need your help. I need your help, when we go live, if you can be here. I know not everybody can be here for every live we do. I appreciate you when you show up. I'm thankful when you show up. We try to show up on yours. It's a community thing. But I'm not getting off that horse. I'm going to stay on it. I'm going to power through it, through all the difficulties and all the struggles. And I can tell you, having that little image in my head of me on that horse has been so helpful. It has been really helpful. Because if I've thought about saying, no, Mary, you're on a horse right now. And I look at it just so differently. It's just such a different, I can't explain it. It's just that image of, nope, you're on there. You're staying right there. You're not getting off. But I don't have to do it by myself. I've got a community of people that are coming together, right? That are saying, we're here to help you. You don't have to do this by yourself. You don't have to do it alone. None of us have to do it alone. And here's another really important thing, and then we'll finish this up. And that is this. If you go in, and I've got to, reminds me to go in and check the emojis and see if I need to fix any of them. or change them up a little bit. I haven't done it for a while. Here's another really important thing. You and yourself is unique. There is nobody else like you. We've said it often here. Be proud of being yourself. Everyone else is taken. The horse you're on and the dream you're chasing is like nobody else. And you're not going to do it exactly the same way. I can guarantee you that there's probably a lot of different YouTube channels that are chasing the dream of getting monetized, staying monetized, and growing. I can guarantee you not one of them is going to do it exactly the same way. They're going to be unique amongst themselves. So whatever dream you're chasing is yours. You can't do it like anybody else. It may have worked for somebody else to do it this way, but it may not work for you to do it that way, right? I really can know hard to share the love with everyone. We are a very strong and amazing community, but we really are very small. We all are spread very thin, but we all grow and getting stronger. Absolutely. So when you go into other people's chats, And this pertains to anything. I'm not just talking YouTube, but I'm specifically talking because I think it's the easiest way to kind of determine what I'm chasing right now. Is if I go into somebody's chat with a channel our size and I see it moving, right? I'm going to sit there and say to myself, oh, those little enemies are going to start thinking, something wrong with me. Nobody likes me. All those little things that I know are not true. What are they doing differently that I'm not doing? You know? And all of those little things come back and get you. So do not compare yourself to anybody else. If I go into somebody else's chat and it's rolling, and they're about the same size as we are, that's their channel. It's not ours. We'll get there. We'll get back in the swing of things. Right? But don't compare yourself. If you're chasing a similar dream as somebody else and they're 10 steps ahead of you, do not sit there and compare. You're going to lose every time. And the second you start that, you've got to say, I'm not allowing myself to go down that path. You can't. So you got to stop. I've had to really, really be careful that I don't do that and compare. I'm there to support. Don't compare yourself to anybody else. You can't. You may be on the same dream as somebody else, but you're not going to do it exactly the same way. You can't. There's only one of you. Nobody else like you. Think about it. How many people are in this world? How many people have come before you and there is nobody else like you? I think that's pretty substantial, guys. To just realize that whatever dream you're chasing is your dream. Do not compare yourself to anybody. You're going to fail at it. It's going to absolutely tear you up if you try. So I'm going to really, really encourage you not to do that. If you want your horse to be purple, then make it purple. If you want it to be a girl, make it a girl. Give it a name. Do whatever you need to do. But continue going forward with whatever it is. You got to chase that dream, but don't allow it to sit there and compare it to someone else's dream. No, it's yours. And you 100% going to be like nobody else. And here's just one little side note to any big channels that are listening out there, and I'm considering a big channel probably being over about 5,000, even though they consider YouTube considers anybody from 500 to 500,000 a small channel. I'm considering anybody over 5,000. With that being said, I appreciate Gail Southern Living. We're going to be participating in her Fall Fest, and I will be on her channel on Friday. I can't remember the time at this specific time, but we will be on her channel. Now, her channel is over 10,000 people, 10,000 subscribers. But here's just a little side note, guys. If you were a big channel or a bigger channel than another channel that you are watching, you need to come beside them. Share them out on your community tab. Have them on, right? Come beside them and be their big brother or big sister and support them. There is plenty of room in this YouTube universe, right, for everyone to come together and connect. It's all about making all those connections. And there's enough room. And I just hope that the bigger we get, I just want to make sure we're always looking out for the smaller channels so that we can come beside them and help them. I will never lose that, because I'm grateful to the channels that have been larger than ours, that have come beside us and helped us. And I want to continue that no matter what. It is really important. And it's something that we should strive for and continue. As your channel grows, look for the smaller ones to come beside and support. Because there's plenty of room. And for anyone out there that is just sitting there going, I'm just really struggling, here's something to say. There's 100, and I did a YouTube short on this, there's 150 million YouTube channels. Only 3 million of them are monetized. If that doesn't show you, if you've gotten to the position of being partially or fully monetized, you have done something pretty spectacular. Because 150 to 3 million is like 1%. Right? You did something pretty spectacular if you've gotten to that step. And you've got to just keep going. I don't start putting in the comments, what is your dream? And if there's a way that we as a community can come beside you and support you or encourage you, let us know. This is not a time to keep this hush-hush. This is a time to let your community know, hey, this is a dream I have. And I need your help. I need your encouragement. I need you to help me stay on that horse. And when you're struggling, let us know. That's what the Lighthouse Beacon group is for. You know, we did blessings through connections so that people we're going to be heading over there. You'll just all have to give me a minute. But we did that. Why did we do that? Because we wanted you all to have a place where you were connecting with each other, whether you had content or not. Always have to remember where we all come from just like yours, always trying to help everyone. Exactly. Absolutely. And we appreciate your help tremendously. If you all haven't connected with Real Outdoor Living, they are amazing. We're trying to help them get to 1K. They have their hours, but they certainly need their community to be growing, and we would love to see that. They're amazing supporters. You all are amazing. Every solitary one of you are. And I've decided that as soon as we can make the income, we met our we met our 100 thing the other day, so Mom will get that revenue in October. But as soon as this is more steady revenue, then we're going to go back to StreamYard, and we're just not there yet. I have not figured out. Tommy did show me how to put it on the screen, but I don't think he's still how to figure out how to do individual comments on the screen. And I really want to get back to doing that, because I really enjoyed that, along with having you all being able to do more panels and that kind of stuff. And so as soon as that does, that's $35 a month cost. And I think when the Streamlabs runs out in April, we're just going to go back to StreamYard, because I'd like to have more of that. And we are, when we do our rockin', crocheting, and chatting, we're opening up to anybody that wants to come on, just like Poetic Tears and I did. We sat out there and we talked. Like I said, this month, we're really going to be doing a lot of sitting out there and crocheting. I'm trying to crochet the blankets for this channel. We're also trying to get them get to the point where they're, get their 500 at least partially monetized. They're a channel that helps people. They're a channel that helps people get to be able to have cruises and so forth. that otherwise would not have the means to do it. So they're a great channel, and we're actually doing a blanket. I put it in the chat for you, Joy. Um, putting trying to do a blanket. So we're going to do a blanket, but we're going to be stocking up on connection. We're going to be stocking up out there and allowing you to do it. And again, Joy, just so you understand how Blessings Through Connection works, that's our other channel. And what we do is we do live streams about 3 to 4 times a week. We make you a mod when you come in that chat. That gives you the ability to connect with other people within the chat. Everybody is made a mod. There's usually peaceful music, calming back, scenes. And then we just allow people to have those connections, and then we play videos throughout. We do our recap live streams and drop those links in the thing. We don't have that this week, but we're doing the thank you song over there this week. And then we do our calming streams over there, and those just give everybody the ability to just kind of come in. We use our backdrops that we use in the music, and those are run for 6 to 8 hours. And then it gives you those guys, you all to use that for peaceful, calm, whatever you want to do while you're sleeping, or just have it in the background or what have you. So we do those, but we turn off the comments for that so that I can get some other things done when those are running. And so we do the other. So hopefully people will come over to Blessing Through Connection and check it out. I'm going to be heading over there in just a minute. But I've got to just put the background because we're really focused on horses. Now, we do have memberships. We are thankful for all our memberships. They were never expected. They are appreciated. They just do help with us being able to have, extra things to the channel and so forth. And so, and extra things like we can go see the Clydesdales tomorrow. Hi, Okies. How are you? You can put hashtag blessed so people can connect with you too as well. We're gonna go tomorrow for the Clydesdales and go see them, and we have we have the admission to get into the fair is $4 a person. So our members help us with doing things like that so that we can go do those things and go do those field trips and so forth. And again, it's never expected. It is appreciated tremendously. But at the very beginning, it just thanks our members. But at the end, it also says to you, thank you. Thank you very much for you all just showing up and being here and participating. And if anybody hasn't seen this entire live, I would really suggest you all go and watch it from start to finish, because I hope it was impactful and powerful, because it certainly was for me, to just talk about it, and hopefully you got a lot out of it. But this little video just thanks our members, but then reminds you guys that you're awesome disco balls. And then, of course, we get to see Elvis, right? We get to see Elvis. We got to see Elvis. So here we go.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you very much.
And for those that don't know the disco ball saying is, you all are, oh goodness, I forgot it. A disco ball is made up of 100 broken pieces put together to make a magical ball of light. You're not broken, you're a disco ball. So that's one of the reasons why we use that. And everybody really took off with that. So that's why the disco balls are very much, and I can tell you, since I started talking about those disco balls, I saw them, disco ball, Valentine hearts, disco ball, Easter eggs. I mean, it was just like they were all over the place. It's like disco balls everywhere. But guys, take that short that we did through Blessings or Blessed to Crochet, the short that has that song. If you all will take it and just spread it around, put it on your timeline. It's all. It would be great. I want to see that song grow, and if we can't ever get it, if she figures out how to do that, I'm telling you, that's one song for sure that I would put on Spotify. But if you all could share that, I'd appreciate it. It was done from a mother's heart for sure. But play that song anytime you need to think, I've got a dream to chase, no matter how big or small. Doesn't matter. It's your dream. You got to go for it. And if you need us as a community to be those sidewalkers or those leads, then exactly is what we're going to do. If there's somebody here that says, I can't go live, there's nothing wrong with saying to asking me, would you go live with me? I'm nervous to do it by myself for the first time. Yeah, I'll walk right beside you. Joy, I can play it one more time. Does anybody want to hear the song one more time? Or were you here when I played it? So I can play it one more time before we head over to Blessings Through Connection. I don't know if you heard it when I played the short. Let me know. I can play it one more time if you guys want me to play it one more time. No problem. Yeah, it's on the latest short. I just dropped it in the chat. Chase Your Dreams. That's the song. I can play the short one more time if y'all want me to. If Joy, you haven't seen it yet, I no problem playing that. Great song. You want it one more time? Let me play it one more time. Okay, it is. I did put it in. It's called Chase Your Dreams. It's the latest short. And I will play that song one more time. You guys got it. And then we'll head over to Blessings Through Connection. Yep. It's an amazing song. It's one of those, I'm like, yeah. If I can figure out how to get it on Spotify and everything, I will. See, believe me, I'm going to figure out how to do it.
Step one, they say, just climb on high. Feel the saddle grip and touch the sky. Step two, my friend, is stay right there. Hold the reins tight if you dare. Hold on tight, don't let it throw. Ride the rhythm, feel the flow. Up and down, to and fro. Hold on tight, don't let it go. The horse might snort and might just sigh. A beast of power under the sky. Your heart might race, your hat might fly. But keep that twinkle in your eye. Hold on tight, don't let it throw. Ride the rhythm, feel the flow. Up and down, to and fro. Hold on tight, don't let it go. So if it bucks, if it bends, call it dance, not the end. Ride with courage, ride with strength. Let the dream guide you where you belong. Hold on tight, don't let it throw. Ride the rhythm, feel the flow. Up and down, to and fro. Hold on tight, don't let it go.
I love that song. I haven't figured it out yet. I love it. Joy, it's your facial expressions for me. Just so you know, for those that don't know, I did drop my daughter's link in it. It's the Christina's vlog is there, and then this is her cosplay one. My daughter that's when she was younger. She rode on Fred. So all of the images, the one you saw of me on the horse at the very beginning, she had her picture. That was her on Fred. Then it was me riding a horse, and then me riding a horse at the very end, where it says chase your dreams, and then we can do it together. Those were AI generated images. Okay. The one sandwiched in the middle of that, and the reason I had to do Christina in the picture in the front, because I wanted that to be the thumbnail for it. The ones in the middle, after the AI image of me riding the horse on the beach, which I did not do, that I created, I took a picture of me and I just told AI to make me run on a horse on a beach, and that's what I created. The rest of the images after that were totally real. Those were of Christina riding a horse for real. So this was the image I took. I had said AI create me an image of me riding a horse. That was AI generated. That was actually an image I took from Sunday with me in that outfit, and I just took me and I said put me on top of a horse. So that was an AI generated image. The rest of the images, like this one, were real. That was Christina really riding a horse. That was actually the time that her and Patty went on a horse ride when Patty came up here in August. So that was her really riding a horse. So any of the ones that you saw Christina riding, this one again, look how tiny she was. My phone will work. Hold on. I think I've got to make it. I don't know if it'll work. That's not going to work. I bumped it down too much. Do y'all see how tiny she was? That was her on top of Fred. She was just really tiny. That was her on top of Fred. So those are images of actually her riding. And then today, I used this on the thing. Josh got this image of this horse of Champ today. Look at him. Look at that. Look at that picture. Yeah, she was so little. Look at that picture. That was him. He got this picture of Champ today. The Clydesdales we saw there. Isn't that gorgeous? Absolutely beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. But any of those pictures you saw of Christina, that was her riding Fred. And any of the video you saw, that was actually her riding. That's her. That was her riding Fred. And there's her lead right in front. So those were all of her riding, actually riding. So none of those, but this video was actually me. That was an AI generated video. So I just wanted people to understand. And I did put it in the description so people knew this was an AI generated video. That one was. And that was taken from this picture I took on Sunday. So I just said, create me. That was the actual picture. I was dressed like that on Sunday. So I just took that and I said, make me, put me on a horse. But the rest of them, Christina was legit. Any of the ones you saw Christina riding, those were all of her riding. And I took this picture. Look, he was trying to give me a kiss, y'all. Look at that. The guy caught it and he was trying to give me a kiss. Champ was trying to be flirty. There's Josh. He was trying to give me a kiss. He was an absolutely beautiful, stunning horse. Absolutely. He said hi to you all if you go back and look at that. He was absolutely beautiful. But that picture, I probably should see if I could send it to the Clydesdales. I probably should see if I should, because that absolutely is that's a stunning picture of that horse. Absolutely stunning of that Clydesdale. So I actually changed the. I got to go back in and change it because I actually changed the thumbnail and put that once we got it. So anyway, but tomorrow we're gonna go see the Clydesdales, guys, at the fair in Worcester. That's at 3:15, and then after that live tomorrow, hopefully everything will work like a charm and it will work swimmingly. After that live tomorrow, I'm sending you over to Foodie's Vacations because she is going to be doing a sail away party, and I'm going to try to be on there even if it's by camera. I have to remember to bring my flamingo glasses with me. Guys, you got to have a little fun in life. So I have to bring my flamingo glasses because I said I would. I'm going to go on there with my flamingo glasses. So after that live tomorrow, I'll send you over to Foodies. And then Saturday, we'll try to actually go into... yeah, I've seen you over there once. Awesome. Great community of people. I will send you. And then hopefully Saturday, we will do an actual live and chat. On Friday, I will be on... can't think what it is now. I will be on Gail's Southern Living, and I will be on Echo's channel on the 22nd of this month. I will be on a Boogie Time and Oh So Ravishing in October, and if anybody else would like to have us on, I'll gladly do it. And then we're going to go possibly to Bellevue. We'll see the horses again. We'll see how I'm feeling. But anyway, but again, join us over Blessings Through Connection. We're going to be a little late going into that, but that's okay. This was worth it, guys. Chase those dreams. Get mounted. Get on the mounting block. Get on the horse and stay mounted on the horse. If you need us to come beside you, we will come beside you. If you need somebody to say, stay on that horse and encourage you, we will do so. Chase your dreams. They're like nobody else because they can't be anybody else. Put an image in your head, whatever it needs to be. Maybe it's not a horse, maybe it's a car. Do something to say, I'm going to get on this. And I'm going to stay on it. I'm going to do it. I remember one time very quickly when I was driving, we tried to rent a car, and our car was in the shop, and I worked at a car dealership, and they actually gave me a Challenger to drive home in. And I remember saying to myself, oh my goodness, this Challenger's big. This Challenger's long. With big wide front to it, right? It's powerful. I wasn't so I was a very tentative driver. This was not my car. My husband loved it, but I was a nervous wreck because it was the only car that I really had they could give me to drive, the rent-a-car. I just remember driving home from work going, thinking, this is not my car and this has a lot of power to it. And I was a nervous wreck. I'm glad I drove it once. But I had to get in the car because I had to go home. It was the only means to get there. We're going to get on this horse on the mounting block. And we're going to get on this horse and we're going to go. You're not going to let me stop. And I need your help as a community to come together. If you haven't been here for a while, stop on in. If you can watch any of our videos that you haven't seen, do that. That helps. I need your help so that we can continue to grow and start really stockpiling those connections. Because believe it or not, fall's on its way. Winter's going to be here. And for some, that's a difficult time. We've got to come together as a community. There's a lot of exciting things ahead of us. We're not going to stop. We're not going to stop. We're going to keep going. And I'm not giving up. And like I said, that short's got about 3 more views and I'll get to 100. Right? We are 87 away from 2K. And when we get to 2K, I can tell you that I'm going to be excited, but I probably won't be excited till we're probably about 10 or 15 over that, because I know YouTube and what it does. But then when we get to 2K and when we're sat there for a little bit, we're going to party. I guarantee you we're going to have a party. And if I've got to put up StreamYard for a week so I can have panels on the people on the panel and we can dance and so forth and do it, exactly what we're going to do. And look for more music, because I really think, honestly, people have been enjoying it. I hope so. If you haven't had a chance, this is the one that got over 14K, which I was just loving. But it's just our way of saying to you all, thank you so much for all that you do. Go listen to that song for a moment. Truly, from the bottom of our hearts, thank you for being here, for being a great community, for being our friends. Yeah, I know. Stuck in the mud. The horse is in the mud, and we're going back. I'm having to push the whole forest forward. That's what I said. That's why it was like every time past a little bit, I've started going, no, you're on that horse. Not getting off. And it's really encouraging. It's actually very, very encouraging. And it's not easy. But we're going to continue making those connections, and we're going to continue telling people we're going live, and I do all the things. But I ain't going anywhere. I chose in January of 13th of 2024. 24 or 23. No, 24. To get on that mounting block and hit the YouTube button. And I'm not going anywhere. We'll stay right here. So remember, chase your dreams. It can only be your dreams. It's nobody else. Because guess what? Be proud of being yourself. Everyone else is taken. There's only one you. We have you covered. Thank you so much for having us covered. And keep crocheting that connection. There's no crochet hook required. You don't need to know how to crochet to be here. You just have to want to have wonderful community. And we're so, so thankful. Go listen to that thankful song too, because it's amazing. And it's just our way of saying thank you, especially when we go, oopsie, we forgot to schedule the channel shout outs that we had ready to go. A senior moment for a moment. Anyway, we're out of here. We're over at Blessings Through Connection a little bit late, but it'll still work, right? Give us a few minutes as we get set up over there. Talk to you all later. Love each and every one of you. Join us to see the Clydesdales in full action tomorrow. And then we'll go over to Foodies for a little bit of a cruising party. And we love seeing you all in the chat. Thank you all for making this where we are at this point. And we're only going to get better and go forward. Love you all. Have a great night. Bye-bye. See you over at Blessings Through Connection.
So proud of being